G'day crafty chums and welcome to my channel. It's Nikki here, aka Carson Cat's Life. I'm really sorry about the grottiness of the nails, but I was doing some inking and it's really difficult to get it out. But anyway, beside the point, I thought I'd come today and show you how to make one of these frame cards. I like to use the frame cards if I've got a cute little watercolour or something that to show off, to send it as a little gift. These make great gifts if you're doing a watercolour image. So yeah, so I thought I'd just show you how to make one of these. What you're going to need is a watercoloured image. This is one that I've done earlier, and the actual image that show will probably be around there, so I have a little bit of fiddling to do with cutting, making it smaller, but I won't know how to do that until I get the actual frame done. So what you need is a piece of cardstock, and for this size you can make it any size you want to basically. I've made larger ones here. I've got a larger one there with a black surround, so as you can see it's wider than the one that's down there, and so you can actually adjust this to any size you want to. So this one here is 4 7/8 wide and 10.5 inches long, and what you'll need to do is score at 3.5 and 7. Now I've only got a teeny tiny scoreboard, so I'm going to score at 3.5. And I like to just pop this over to make sure it's scored well. And you would normally do it at 7. I don't have a 7, so I'm going to do it at 3.5 again. So this would be 7 inches. So 3.5 and 7 inches. Okay. If you can hear the wind a bit, it's because I'm actually on deck at the moment. I thought I'd come up and do this video here. So what I'm going to do is just going to fold in the creases, and that makes the card. This is the frame, the watercolour attached to that. This gets stuck down and you're left with the bit to write on. So basically that's how it's done. There we go. So I'll just move that out the way and come to the actual frame. Now you can cut this out if you have one of these trimmers here, that where you have the adjustable arm, and then you can move it back. You can actually cut out the frame with the trimmer, but I'm going to use my what are they called? My die. I've got this one here, and it's this one here is out of this die here, which is the Spellbinders Nestabilities, and this is A2 Matting Basics, and this is the A set. I've got the A and the B set. I don't actually use them very often, and it's really naughty of me because I've paid all that money for it and I hardly ever use it. So, but if you're, selling cards and things and you really want things to be squared off, then that's what you have to do. So what I'm going to do is, I do have my Cuttlebug, but of course obviously I don't have enough room in this area to really show you how to do that. So with the front flap, what we're going to do is you're going to take this is number 1, 2, 3. 3 from the smallest is the one I'm using here. You can use whatever size you want to, or however what you want. So what you're going to do is centre it up as well as you can. I am just going to eyeball it. Usually the eye is quite good at this kind of thing, but if you can't eyeball it, then just mark it. It is slightly forward that way than this way, but that doesn't really matter. I can move it to come in slightly that way. As I say, the eye is quite good at eyeballing. So there you go, and I'm just going to run this through the Cuttlebug to cut out the frame. I did also forget to mention that I do have washi tape on there just to keep the die cut down. And I know that you're supposed to actually do it the other way up, but I find that when I'm cutting, especially if I have an image that I've got to see, what I do is I do it this way up so that I can actually put the frame there. And I know you're supposed to cut it up the other way, but hey ho. I think sometimes you just got to do whatever works for you, haven't you? So we get to this bit here, and just going to take this out and get on to the next bit. So that's the frame that I now have there, and the rest of it is just mucking about with the image and getting it right, as you can see here. As you can see here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to aim to get the image like that in the frame. So I'm going to be cutting down the watercolour image there, and it'll look something like that by the time I've done. So that's what I'm going to do next, is trim down the image till I get it sitting in the frame correct. Okay, so what I'm going to do is going to pop some score tape down on the inside, and this will be to stick the image down to. There is one thing you've got to be careful of, is making sure that you do it on the right side. If you did it so the image was this way round, like this, that wouldn't be right, because then you've got the crease on the wrong side. So you must make sure when you put in your image that you have the image the correct way up. So that's just something to be aware of when you're actually sticking your image in, is that you make sure you got the image the correct way up for the opening of the card. This image that I've done here is a pencil coloured image, watercolour pencil, and it's on £140 watercolour paper. Done it quite bright. I do have some other watercolours that I've done, and they've come out a little bit wishy-washy, so I thought I'd do, I wanted a couple of these to be a little bit brighter. So there we go. That's the image down, and I am just going to pop some more tape over the back of this to help it stick. If we're moving now, it's just because a big ship's gone by. So at least when I'm up here I can actually see what's going on, rather than down below where I'm guessing what's going on. Also, I thought it'd be stops some of the glare that you get from the overhead light. So here we go. It's also quite nice for me to be up on deck as well. So what we're doing is, don't forget that it's opening that way, so I've got it the right way up. It's just popping it down like that. And there you go, voila, there's your little frame card. And as I say, you can do them any size that you want to, it's up to you. I've also done a framed one here. I've got this little one here that I've actually put in a circle frame and then added a little frame around the outside as well. But it's the card is made in the same way. It's the 3 layers as well, with the back one folded down on top of itself to help make the frame. So you can alter it to any size you want, you can alter it to any width you want. I've just shown you the basics of how to do the frame card. So I hope you enjoyed that little tutorial, and see you again soon. Bye.